Why highly spiritual people are crashing hard. The bypass trap. Why are highly spiritual people crashing hard right now? Because good vibes only gives a quick calm hit while your life quietly bleeds out. Spiritual bypassing is the sugar rush of healing. Instant relief, brutal crash. One mantra and your heart rate drops. One avoided call and trust erodes. It feels holy in the moment because it swaps shame for superiority and fear for fantasy. Today, we'll break the spell. You'll get 2 tells that expose bypass on contact, a 4-step protocol to process dark emotions safely, and the mistake that stalls healing for years. Zero fluff or receipts. Let's make this personal, fast. A client once told me, "I'm manifesting abundance," while ignoring 3 unpaid invoices and avoiding a hard conversation with a partner. 2 months later, solvable stress turned into a crisis. A breakup, late fees, and total burnout. The pattern wasn't spirituality, it was avoidance. And avoidance, when dressed as growth, keeps pain unprocessed so it returns louder. Here's the thesis. When you market avoidance as enlightenment, your brain gets a short-term calm hit while your life accumulates long-term mess. The shocking player that fuels this? Performative positivity. The high-vibe only culture that subtly punishes honesty and rewards a smile over substance. I'll name this clearly in a minute. What you get today, a practical 4-step process. Spot the bypass, regulate your body, contact the core emotion and need, then take 1 grounded repair action. You can run it in 10 minutes. Why now? Stress is up, loneliness is up, and when pressure rises, bypassing spikes. If you've been stuck in insight without action, this is your way out. To fix it, you need to see exactly how the defense is built. Once you see the mechanics, the spell breaks. Then we'll install the better method, 1 step at a time. What spiritual bypassing is, and isn't. Spiritual bypassing is using spiritual ideas or practices to avoid facing unresolved emotional issues, psychological wounds, or unfinished developmental tasks. The term came from John Wellwood, a Buddhist teacher and psychotherapist, in the early 198s. He noticed it in his own community, and in himself, meditation and lofty concepts used as a shield against real feelings and real repair. Now, here's the difference that matters. Healthy spiritual practice builds presence, contact, and honesty. It helps you stay with discomfort, so you can respond wisely. Bypassing looks similar on the surface: meditation, affirmations, gratitude. But the function is different. It numbs, minimizes, or detours around core emotions. Presence versus numbing. Meaning versus minimizing. Depth versus denial. Common covers sound like high vibe only. Everything happens for a reason. If I align my frequency, the universe will fix it. I attracted this, it's just my karma. I'll manifest a better future, while avoiding today's phone call. None of those phrases are inherently wrong. The tell is whether they're used to feel and act more honestly, or to delay feeling and avoid acting. Under the hood, it's a defense stack. First, suppression. Push down anger, sadness, fear, or shame because they feel dangerous. Then rationalization. Wrap pain in ideas that make it feel unnecessary to address. Next, dissociation. Float above your body and story, language getting airy and vague. Finally, spiritual language as armor. I'm above this. I choose love. I'm non-attached, which conveniently sidesteps responsibility. Why do people adopt it? Safety, belonging, identity, and control. If your family taught don't be dramatic, or your culture rewards positivity, then love and light can feel like the only safe mask. In many communities, being the enlightened one boosts status. That identity protects against shame. I can't be the problem if I'm the most spiritual person in the room. It also offers the illusion of control. If I nail the ritual, I won't have to face rejection, conflict, or loss. The nervous system piece matters. When you're in sympathetic activation, amped up, or collapsed in a freeze state, your cognition gets hijacked. Slapping a mantra on top doesn't regulate your body. It just adds a prettier story. Polyvagal-informed work reminds us, state first, story second. If your body reads threat, your brain will justify avoidance every time. Cognitive distortions make bypassing feel true in the moment. Magical thinking. If I visualize hard enough, the debt vanishes. Personalization. Their boundary means my energy is bad. Spiritual rationalization. They're upset because they're unhealed. I've transcended this. All or nothing. If I feel anger, I'm not spiritual. The reason this seduction is strong, it delivers an immediate relief hit. You feel calmer for a moment because you didn't touch the raw nerve. But emotions don't disappear, they diversify. Unfelt anger leaks as sarcasm. Unnamed shame turns into procrastination. Unprocessed fear shows up as control or compulsive planning. Relationships erode, anxiety spikes, and opportunities get missed. Not because you're cursed, but because you're not in contact with what needs repair. Let's anchor the distinction with quick contrasts. Meditation to notice and allow grief, healthy. Meditation to avoid calling your mom back, bypassing. Gratitude to expand your window after you've named anger, healthy. Gratitude to tell yourself, it's fine, when it isn't, bypassing. Manifestation as a planning mindset with daily actions, healthy. Manifestation as fantasy that replaces budgeting and emails, bypassing. A quick self-test you can use today. Could I feel and name the core emotion without any spiritual frame? If I strip out destiny, vibration, and karma, can I say, I feel sad and I need reassurance? Or, I feel angry and I need a boundary? If not, you're likely bypassing. Another test. Does this practice increase honesty and repair? After your ritual, do you apologize, set the boundary, or touch your budget? If action doesn't follow insight, you're soothing, not healing. One more nuance. Spirituality can absolutely bring meaning, but timing matters. Integrate meaning after repair, not before. If you search for silver linings while bleeding, you delay the stitches. Do the repair, then find the lesson. And there's the community pressure piece. High vibe cliques often reward emotional perfection and punish mess. The subtle message is, sadness lowers the room. That's not spirituality, that's conformity. Make this concrete. You're at a circle, and someone shares a real loss. The leader says, let's not feed the story. Who can hold a higher frequency? Eyes drift away from the grieving person. Their shoulders tense. Your throat tightens because you felt angry at your partner this morning and wanted to name it. You swallow it. You say, I'm grateful for the lesson, because gratitude gets nods and grief gets silence. The room smiles. Your body doesn't. Another scene. Group chat pings. Energy check-in, keep it high. You start typing. I'm overwhelmed. I need help with rent this month. Then watch the cursor blink. Last time someone asked for help, the thread replied with angel numbers and 3 sun emojis, and no one sent money or called. You delete your ask and post, leaning into abundance, because that keeps your spot. Belonging secured, honesty exiled. Real practice increases capacity to face reality, including grief and anger, without exiling people. Healthy groups normalize tears, make room for boundaries, and treat repair as courageous, not low vibe. So here's the working model we'll use. Bypass equals avoidance in a spiritual costume. Healthy spirituality increases contact, honesty, and concrete repair. If you remember nothing else, remember this progression. Feelings first, story second, repair always. Now that you can see the difference, I'll show you the 2 tells that give bypassing away every time. And then we'll dismantle it step by step. The 2 tells that you're bypassing. Tell 1 is future fixation. When you're bypassing, your attention lives in a glossy tomorrow that lets you dodge today's discomfort. It sounds like, once I'm in alignment, money will flow, instead of, I'm anxious about my bills and I'm opening my budget. The fantasy gives a dopamine hit, relief without risk, so your brain prefers it. But here's the catch. No present action means no present feedback, so anxiety has nothing to recalibrate against. It grows. Micro examples make this obvious. You're in a texting conflict. The honest move is, I felt dismissed when you cancelled. Can we reschedule? Future fixation says, I'm trusting divine timing, and goes silent. At work, you've avoided a deliverable. The grounded move is to email your manager with a new timeline. Future fixation says, when I'm inspired, the draft will pour out, and you reorganize your desk. With money, the move is to open statements. Future fixation says, abundance is coming, and you order crystals. Now here's where most people mess up. They confuse vision with avoidance. Yes, planning matters, but authentic vision creates immediate microsteps. Fantasy replaces them. Quick test. After you vision, do you take a 1-inch action within an hour? If not, you're probably time traveling to escape a feeling you don't want to face. Tell 2 is an accountability allergy. When you're bypassing, responsibility slides off and lands on fate, karma, or someone else's energy. You'll hear, I didn't ghost you, the universe redirected me, instead of, I got overwhelmed and avoided your message, I'm sorry. Or, your boundary feels like scarcity. Instead of, I want more from you than you want to give, and that hurts. The language sounds enlightened. The impact is evasive. Watch how this shows up in micro moments. Your partner gives feedback. The clean move is curiosity. Say more. What did I miss? The bypass move is superiority. You're projecting. I'm not available for low-frequency conflict. A friend calls out a missed payment. Clean move. I messed up. I'll send it today. Bypass. Money is just energy, don't be attached. In teams, you blow a deadline. Clean. I underestimated. Here's my repair plan. Bypass. If we weren't in such a fear-based culture, creativity would flow. Why does this matter? Because habits calcify. Future-fixation trains your brain to trade action for fantasy, so your confidence shrinks. Competence never gets built. Accountability allergy trains your relationships that you won't repair. People stop giving you real feedback. Trust erodes quietly until it collapses loudly. Inside, anxiety spikes because your life loses cause and effect. If outcomes are always mystical, you can't predict or improve anything, and your nervous system stays on alert. Let me show you exactly how to flip both tells. First, anchor to the present. 1 inch right now. Send the email, open the spreadsheet, speak the feeling. That breaks future fixation's spell. Second, practice ownership in a single sentence. I did X. It impacted you Y. My next step is Z. That dissolves the accountability allergy fast, because it gives your system relief through reality, not rhetoric. If those landed, you're ready for the mechanics. How bypassing is built under the hood, and how we'll dismantle it in 4 steps. The psychology under the hood, how the defense works. Let's pull the lid off the mechanism. Emotional avoidance works because it gives short-term relief. You skip the hard feeling, your body relaxes for a moment, and your brain goes, nice, do that again. But here's the tax. Unprocessed emotion doesn't vanish, it compounds interest. Avoidance reduces intensity now, but increases frequency later. That's why the same themes keep returning. New partner, same fight. New job, same panic. New ritual, same ache. Where does this come from? Learning history. Many of us grew up with rules like don't be too much, calm down, or be grateful. We internalized that big emotions threaten connection. Then the culture adds a trophy for positivity. Good vibes only, smile for the group, curate your feed. So when spirituality enters the chat, it offers a socially approved escape hatch. Look peaceful, sound wise, and you never have to risk the awkwardness of real repair. Now, nervous system. When your body reads threat, you shift states. You might mobilize, hard up, breath short, or you might collapse into a freeze. In both cases, thinking narrows. That's not a flaw. It's biology trying to keep you safe. The problem is we try to logic our way out while the body is still in defense. You can put a mantra on a smoke alarm, but the alarm keeps ringing. Polyvagal informed work says, state first, story second. Translate that to everyday life. Before you reach for meaning, regulate your body so your brain can actually process. Cognitive distortions seal the deal because they feel true in the moment. Magical thinking tells you, I'm co-creating, so action can wait. Personalization whispers, their no is proof that my energy is bad. Catastrophizing shows up as, if I admit anger, I'll lose everyone. Spiritual rationalization packages it all. I'm not avoiding, I'm transcending. These stories are sticky because they protect you from shame. If the universe redirected you, you don't have to face your part. If you're above conflict, you don't risk rejection. Here's the identity payoff. When I'm the spiritual one becomes your armor, it shields a tender core that fears being seen as needy, messy, or wrong. The feeling is visceral. A drop in your stomach lifts, your chest loosens, and for a moment you're safe. Not from life, but from the sting of there's something wrong with me. As long as you're the wise, equanimous person, you don't have to be the person who forgot, flaked, or snapped. That badge converts raw shame into status. You don't feel small, you feel superior, serene, untouchable. That's why it's so seductive. The identity offers quick relief at the exact spot shame burns. When someone gives feedback, the armor whispers, they're unconscious, and the shame cools. When you miss a deadline, it says, divine timing, and the heat drops. When jealousy flares, the costume reframes it as attachment, and you get to feel advanced instead of exposed. It's analgesic for belonging wounds. If I'm the most spiritual one, I'm safe in the group. But the relief has a leash. That identity reduces shame in the short run. I'm good if I'm enlightened. and then traps you in performance. The minute anger, grief, or jealousy rises, shame surges because it threatens the badge. You feel the old heat return, tight jaw, hot cheeks, so you scramble for the costume. Airy language, distance, diagnosis. You double down on the image, not the repair. The loop persists because every bypass works for a moment. Shame down, status up. Then the bill arrives, relationships get vague, feedback dries up, and the core shame never actually gets met with honesty and repair. Let's talk symptom migration. How avoided emotions leak sideways. Anger avoided turns into contempt, sarcasm, or chronic irritability. It feels like heat in your jaw and a tight smile that won't unclench. You don't say, "I'm angry." You say, "Interesting," with a sharp edge. You make cutting jokes at meetings, roll your eyes at texts, and offer helpful feedback that lands as a sting. The honest boundary you didn't set becomes a steady drip of micro-put-downs and a low-grade hum of annoyance that never clears. Sadness avoided slides into numbness, which looks calm but kills desire. It feels like a heavy quilt over your chest and nothing tastes good. Music is background noise. Touch doesn't register. You don't mind missing the thing you love. You cancel plans with "I'm resting." But it's not rest, it's deadness. You don't cry, you scroll. You tell yourself you're unbothered. Yet your hobbies fade, your bed holds you longer each morning, and your laugh turns into a quiet exhale. Fear avoided becomes control, over-planning, micromanaging rigidity. It feels like tight ribs, shallow breath, and a spreadsheet itch. You add another checklist, rewrite other people's tasks, and insist on the one right way. You call it standards. Your team calls it suffocating. At home, you time dinner to the minute and snap when plans change. The uncertainty you didn't feel turns into rules that choke flexibility and connection. Shame avoided produces perfectionism and people-pleasing, then resentment. It feels like a pit in your stomach and a script in your head. Don't mess up. You over-prepare, apologize for existing, say yes to keep the peace, and simmer later. Smiles on the surface, slam drawers in private. The repair you didn't do, with one person boomerangs as bitterness toward everyone. Your life starts speaking in symptoms. Headaches, insomnia, scrolling, overeating, overworking. Libido dips, shoulders lift toward ears. Weekends vanish into catching up. You think you need a new affirmation. Your body needs you to feel and repair. Cost-benefit reality check. Does bypass work? Yes, for a while. It smooths conflict, helps you belong, and keeps your nervous system from boiling over. But the cost shows up where it hurts. Longer conflicts because no one apologizes. Money chaos because budgets feel low vibe. Intimacy treading water because vulnerability is attachment. The precise moment the short-term benefit becomes a long-term problem is when relief replaces repair. If, after a practice, you're calmer but you still avoid the call, you've paid the tax. Community pressure amplifies it. In some circles, grief is a story, anger is low vibration, and accountability is scarcity. That's not spirituality. That's emotional fragility masquerading as virtue. The group's approval becomes the leash. Here's the exact moment it happens. You're in a conscious communication night. You start. I felt hurt when. A few people shift in their seats. Someone offers, can we reframe? Hurt is a narrative. The leader invites a higher frequency share. Heat rises in your face. You picture next week's invite drying up if you keep going. You pivot mid-sentence. I'm focusing on love. The room relaxes. You just traded repair for acceptance. Your nervous system gets a hit of safety, social approval, while the relationship you came to heal stays cracked. Another moment. A friend messages, you missed my event and didn't tell me. The clean move is, you're right. I dropped the ball, I'm sorry. Instead, you hear the clique's voice. Accountability equals scarcity. You reply, I trusted divine timing. The chat sends hearts. Your friend goes quiet. Performance was rewarded. Honesty was punished. Belonging won the round. Repair lost the day. But here's the math. Honesty plus repair builds resilient connection. Suppression plus performance builds brittle connection that shatters under stress. The short-term social soothe becomes a long-term relational tax. When groups prize purity over repair, members learn to look enlightened instead of becoming trustworthy. The antidote is simple, not easy. Protect truth-telling in the room and make ownership the status move. Once you see these mechanics, biology, belief, identity, community, you can stop trying to outthink the defense and start dismantling it in the order your system understands. That's what we'll do next. The 4-step dismantling method overview. Here's the better method, for steps that map to how your mind and body actually work. Step 1. Name the bypass in real time. Catch the phrase or move, future-fixation, accountability dodge, superiority tone, and label it without shaming yourself. I'm reaching for a bypass right now. That simple sentence interrupts the trance. The thing most people miss is they try to fix the feeling with a new story. Don't. We'll regulate first. Step 2. Regulate your body, not the narrative. Bring your physiology back into a window where thinking is possible. Use a quick protocol. Slow inhale, longer exhale. Look around the room and name 5 objects. Feel your feet. Splash cold water. Do 60 seconds of bilateral tapping. The metric is simple. Can you breathe without rushing and feel your lower body? If yes, you're online. This isn't spiritual, it's biological. Step 3. Make contact with the core emotion and need. Name, locate, allow. Right now I feel shame in my chest, heat in my face. Then identify the need the emotion points to: boundary, reassurance, rest, clarity, repair. The reason this works is emotions are data. Anger protects boundaries. Sadness marks loss. Fear seeks safety. Shame asks for belonging and integrity. When you connect emotion to need, action becomes obvious. Step 4. Take one grounded repair action. Not a grand gesture. A 1-inch move that proves you're back in reality. Send the apology with ownership. Open the budget and categorize the last 5 transactions. Text the boundary. I can't make Sunday. Let's do Thursday at 6. Book the therapist consult. If / then it. If it's 5 p.m., then I send the email. Time box it to 10 minutes, so perfectionism can't hijack. That tiny action rewires your brain's prediction. Feeling plus action leads to relief. Here's the quick win promise. This loop takes 10 minutes. You can run it daily. Most people try to skip to step 4 from a dysregulated body or a bypassed feeling. That's why repair doesn't stick. Do it in order. Name, regulate, feel, repair. Once you nail that, everything else clicks. Next, I'll walk you through each step with examples and pitfalls so you can use it today. Step 1. Spot and name the bypass pattern. Let's make this practical. Your first job is detective work. Catch the bypass in the wild, in real time. You're listening for 4 cues: cliches, future fixation, blame shift, and spiritual superiority. When you hear one, don't argue with it. Just label it. Bypass. That single word breaks the trance and buys you a gap to choose differently. Q1. Cliches. These are polished phrases that sound wise but dodge specifics. Everything happens for a reason. I'm sending love. I choose peace. Again, none of these are inherently wrong. The tell is whether the phrase replaces contact. Ask, what am I avoiding feeling or doing right now? If you can't answer, you've likely stepped into a cliché cover. Q2. Future fixation. You hear yourself promising a shiny tomorrow instead of taking a tiny step today. When I'm in alignment, I'll call them. Once Mercury is direct, I'll look at my finances. The emotional giveaway is a mix of brief relief and a subtle dread in your gut. That dread is your nervous system flagging the gap between story and action. Name it. I'm time traveling to dodge discomfort. Q3. Blame shift. Responsibility slides to fate, karma, or other people's energy. My intuition told me to step back, when you actually ghosted. Their vibe is off, when you broke an agreement. The language is airy, the details are missing. You'll feel a little puffed up and weirdly fragile at the same time. Label it. I'm dodging ownership. Q4. Spiritual superiority. This one feels like a subtle lift of the chin. I'm above this. It shows up as diagnosing others from the mountaintop. They're projecting. They're stuck in scarcity. Sometimes it hides in tone more than words. It's the impulse to win the purity contest, not to repair the relationship. Spot it and say, that's the costume talking. Now, the language swap. Your lifeline is a simple translation from concept to contact. From, the universe will fix it, to, I feel anxious and I need clarity. From, I'm calling in abundance, to, I feel shame about spending and I need a budget touch today. From, I choose love, to, I feel angry and I need a boundary. It's clunky at first, but precision is kindness to your nervous system. Here's how this plays mid-argument. You notice yourself gearing up to say, I'm not available for low-vibe conflict. Catch it. Breathe once. Try. Pause. I'm feeling defensive and flooded. I want to stay, and I need 5 minutes to get my body back online. The whole room shifts. Their shoulders drop because you moved from superiority to contact. You didn't abandon yourself for them. That's the power of naming. The thing most people miss is the attitude. Spotting bypass isn't a self-attack. Shaming yourself for avoiding is another avoidance. It pulls you into a spiral of, I should have known better, which keeps you in your head. Curiosity beats condemnation. Of course I reached for a shield, my body read threat. That stance keeps the learning system open. Let's make this actionable with a quick practice. Bypass bingo. For the next 7 days, capture 3 things. Your top 3 cliches you reach for. Your top 3 future fixation lines. Your top 3 blame shift moves or superiority tells. Next to each, write the replacement script. Use the I feel X and I need Y format. Keep it bite-sized so your stressed brain can find it. Example. High vibe only becomes, I feel overwhelmed. I need a 5-minute reset, then we'll talk specifics. I'll manifest it becomes, I feel dread. I need to open my statements for 10 minutes. Your projecting becomes, I feel stung. Can you tell me what you saw me do? Set up 3 triggers you expect this week. Money, messages, and meetings. For money, plan the moment you usually say, abundance is coming. For messages, plan the impulse to delay a reply with divine timing. For meetings, plan the urge to posture as the calmest one. Pre-write the swap sentence for each. When it hits, say your label, bypass, then your swap out loud. Speak it even if you're alone. Hearing your own clarity recruits more of your brain. One more refinement, check your body as you name it. If you can feel your feet, your seat, and your breath while you speak the swap, you're in contact. If your voice floats and your chest is tight, you need step 2, regulation, before the words will stick. That's not failure, that's sequencing. Your system isn't wrong, it's trying to keep you safe. A micro-story. Last week, a student caught herself typing. The universe closed that door after missing a deadline. She paused, labeled bypass, and sent, I blew the timeline. I'm embarrassed. I can deliver by Friday. Here's what I'll cut to make it real. The client replied, thank you for owning it. Repair started instantly, not because she was perfect, but because she was specific. If you remember nothing else, remember this. Spot, label, swap. The label breaks the trance, the swap creates contact. With that skill online, your next move is stabilizing your body so your brain can help. Now that you can spot it, let's regulate first, story second. Step 2, regulate the body before the story. Okay, so the tricky part is this. When your nervous system is lit up, your thinking is on a short leash. That's biology, not weakness. If your heart is racing, breath is shallow, or you feel foggy and checked out, your body has shifted into protection. Trying to reason your way out, right now, is like typing with oven mitts. We regulate first so your brain can actually help. Why this works? Your autonomic nervous system flips through states based on safety. When it reads threat, you mobilize, fight or flight, or you drop into a shutdown freeze. In both, your prefrontal cortex loses range. Polyvagal informed practice says, state first, story second. Translation: bring your physiology into a steadier lane, then choose language and action. If you remember nothing else here, remember, calm the body, then solve the problem. Let me show you exactly how. Use this 90-second protocol as your default. Breathe. Inhale through your nose for 4, exhale through your mouth for 6. Do 5 rounds. The longer exhale nudges your parasympathetic system to come online. Orient. Slowly turn your head and name 5 real objects you see. Walls, window, cup, plant, door. Let your eyes land on corners and horizons. This tells your midbrain, we're not in immediate danger. Label sensation. Quietly note 2 body sensations without judging them. Tight chest, warm cheeks. Naming decreases intensity. Exhale again, 1 more 6-count out-breath. Let your shoulders drop on the exhale. Check the metric. Can you feel your feet on the floor and your breath moving without rushing? If yes, you're online enough to proceed. If not, repeat once. That's it. 2 minutes beats 20 minutes of spiraling. Now, tools for different states. If you're amped, buzzing, hot, jaw tight, lengthen exhale, add a gentle forward fold, or splash cold water on your face. Cold cues the dive reflex and downshifts arousal. If you're collapsed, numb, floaty, heavy eyelids, add gentle activation. Stand up, press your palms against a wall for 10 breaths, or do brisk bilateral tapping from shoulders to hands. You're reminding your system it has energy and choice. Here's the shortcut nobody teaches. Orient to a person or thing that signals safety. Text a buddy, look at a photo of someone kind, or put your hand on your own sternum and say your name like you would to a friend. Co-regulation, borrowing calm from connection, grounds you faster than going it alone. Before we continue, you need to understand the biggest pitfall: turning regulation into another bypass. If you use breathing, meditation, or tapping to avoid the feeling and skip repair, you've just polished the shield. The test is simple. After you regulate, do you move toward contact and action? If not, you're soothing, not healing. Don't beat yourself up, just return to the loop and keep going. A micro story. A manager I coached kept meditating before hard feedback conversations. He felt calmer, then cancelled the meetings. We swapped his sequence. He ran the 90-second protocol, named "I feel fear and I need clarity," wrote 3 bullet points, then walked over and said, "Can we talk for 10 minutes? Regulation plus action shrank his dread in 2 weeks. His team started trusting him again. Common mistakes to avoid: overbreathing. Fast, forceful breaths can spike anxiety. Keep it slow, through the nose in, longer out. Over-meditating. Long sits when you're flooded can deepen dissociation. Aim for brief, body-based regulation first, ignoring the check metric. If you can't feel your feet, you're not ready for story. Loop back, chasing perfect calm. You don't need zen, you need functional steady. Aim for 60% settled. Let me give you a mini menu you can memorize. Paced breathing. For in, 6 out, 5 rounds. Box plus release. For in, for hold, 4 out, 6 out. Yes, 2 outs, the second is the release. Grounding. Name 5 things you see, 4 you feel, 3 you hear, 2 you smell, 1 you taste. Progressive press. Press toes into the floor for 5, release. Calves release. Thighs release. Fists release. Bilateral tapping. Alternate left-right taps from shoulders down arms for 60 seconds. Now you try. Think of the last time you reached for a bypass phrase. Pause. Run the 90-second protocol. Check your feet and breath. If you're online, say out loud, "Right now I feel." Name 2 sensations. Then move on to the next step. The reason this works is you're teaching your nervous system that contact plus regulation equals safety. With repetition, your brain will start predicting relief from honest feeling and small action, not from fantasy and avoidance. One last nuance. If you notice tears, trembles, or a yawn wave, that's your system thawing. Stay with it. If you feel stuck in freeze, narrow vision, muffled hearing, look side to side. Slowly, and hum a low note for 30 seconds. Vibration plus orientation often loosens the lock. Okay, your body's online. You've interrupted the old loop. With your physiology steadier, it's time to make clean contact with the real feeling and the real need. That's where clarity lives, and that's our next step. Step 3, make contact with the core emotion and need. With your body steadier, we move from story to contact. Emotions are data, not defects. Each one points to a need, and needs point to action. The thing most people miss is they try to understand their feelings before they actually feel them. Understanding without contact keeps you in your head. Contact first, language second. Here's the simple map that helps everything click. Core emotions: anger, sadness, fear, shame, and disgust. Think of them as protective signals. Anger protects boundaries. It says, something crossed a line. Sadness honors loss. It says, something mattered and is gone. Fear seeks safety. It says, uncertain or risky, proceed with care. Shame guards belonging and integrity. It says, I might be out of alignment or at risk of rejection. Disgust protects against what's toxic for you. It says, this contaminates my health or values. Now the triad: name, locate, allow. 2 minutes, tops. Name. Choose the clearest label you can. If you're unsure, say mix, and guess the top 2. Locate. Where in your body do you feel it? Throat, chest, gut, jaw? Allow. Give it 60 seconds without fixing or philosophizing. Let the wave crest and recede. Let me show you exactly how this sounds. Right now I feel anger. It's heat in my chest and hands. Breathe. I'm allowing it for 1 minute. Or, right now I feel shame, like a pit in my stomach. Pause. I'm staying with this. You're not dramatizing. You're practicing precision. Precision turns chaos into information. Why this works? When you allow emotion briefly, you complete a biological pulse. Suppression keeps the loop open. Contact lets it resolve enough for clarity. You don't need a breakthrough, just enough access to hear the need underneath. Next, discover the need. Every emotion escorts a need into the room. Ask 3 prompts. If this emotion could speak, what would it ask for right now? What would help me feel 10% safer or more aligned? What behavior would reduce harm today? Examples. Anger often asks for a boundary or a change request. Please stop texting after 10. I need you to return the call by noon. Sadness asks for companionship, ritual, or rest. Sit with me. I'm taking tonight off to cry and write. Fear asks for data or protection. I need the numbers. Let's review the budget. Shame asks for repair or recommitment. I need to own what I did and apologize. I need to realign with my values in this area. Disgust asks for distance or detox. I'm opting out of this thread. No more meetings without agendas. Here's the shortcut nobody teaches. The first need is often smaller than your brain thinks. It's not fix the relationship. It's text to reschedule and state the impact. 1 inch proves you're back in contact with reality. Big visions can come later. Tiny integrity comes now. Common mistake: spiritualizing pain into meaning too early. You'll feel a wave of sadness and your mind will rush to. What's the lesson? What's the soul contract? Slow down. If you search for meaning before repair, you turn emotion into a riddle and avoid the straightforward need. Meaning lands cleanly after contact and action, not before. Use this script template whenever you feel yourself reaching for a bypass line. Right now I feel emotion in my body location because simple, observable cue. I need 1 concrete need. Example. Right now I feel shame in my chest because I missed the deadline. I need to acknowledge it and propose a new delivery. Another. Right now I feel anger in my jaw because my boundary was ignored. I need to restate the boundary and the consequence. Let's do a quick practice together. Think of a current stressor. Pause. Name the top emotion. Don't negotiate with it. Locate it. Give it 1 minute of breath. Now ask, what would help me feel 10% safer or more honest today? Write the smallest behavior that fits the need. If you can't find the need, you might still be a little dysregulated. Loop back to step 2 for 60 seconds, then try again. Micro story. A client kept saying, I choose peace, whenever her partner raised concerns. We paused and ran the triad. She named fear, tight throat, then shame, hollow belly. The need that emerged wasn't peace. It was information and reassurance. She asked, can you tell me exactly what I did that hurt you, and remind me that we're okay while we talk? The conversation softened immediately. Peace followed repair. It didn't replace it. Another pitfall, confusing calm with healing. Numbness can feel calm, but it's a freeze state. If you feel nothing and your voice is flat, try gentle activation. Stand up, shake your hands. Hum. Then run the triad again. Contact plus aliveness beats quiet plus avoidance. A quick checkpoint. If you remember nothing else from this step, remember, name, locate, allowed need. Feelings first, story second, need identified. When you can say the need in a single sentence a friend could act on, you're ready for step 4. 1 grounded repair action. That's where relief becomes real. Step 4. Take 1 grounded repair action. Feeling is necessary, but it's incomplete without behavior. Repair means a specific, present tense action that reduces harm or moves reality 1 inch closer to alignment. Not a vow, not a vision, not a ritual. A behavior someone could observe on a calendar or bank statement or phone log today. Let's define it simply. A grounded repair action is 1 concrete step that acknowledges impact and addresses need. It's humble, measurable, and near-term. Think verbs you can do in 10 minutes. Send, open, schedule, state, transfer, cancel, confirm. Examples that land fast. An apology with ownership. I did X. It impacted you Y. My next step is Z. No spiritual gloss. A budget touch. Open your statements, categorize the last 10 transactions, and set a $50 transfer to savings. That's repair. A boundary text. I can't do Sunday. Thursday at 6 works. A therapist or coach consult scheduled, not researched. A calendar block that protects sleep, not a promise to prioritize rest. A conflict follow-up. Can we talk for 15 minutes? I want to repair what I missed. Here's the 1 inch move principle. Choose the smallest step that proves you're back in reality. If the step requires perfect timing, mystical alignment, or someone else's cooperation, it's not 1 inch. Shrink it until you control it fully. The brain trusts actions you complete, not ideas you admire. Use this 4-part microsequence to make it stick. If / then planning. If it's 5 p.m., Then I send the apology text I drafted. Timeboxing, give it 10 minutes, stop when the timer ends. Perfectionism loses oxygen when time, not feeling, sets the boundary. Visible receipt. Create a proof of done. Screenshot sent, email timestamp, budget balance. Your nervous system calms when it sees evidence. Buddy ping. Text a friend, sending the message at 5. I'll confirm at 5:15. Co-regulation boosts follow-through. Now, accountability without drama. Ownership is a single sentence away. Try this template. I did X. It impacted you Y. Here's my next step Z. Does that repair anything for you? Keep it short. Long apologizing speeches drift into self-focus. One clear sentence plus a concrete next step earns trust. Pitfalls to avoid, overpromising. I'll never miss a deadline again is fantasy. I'll send a status update every Tuesday by noon is repair. Grand gestures. Flying across the country when you haven't answered a text is romanticized avoidance. Start with the message, then negotiate bigger steps if needed. Waiting for perfect alignment. When I feel ready is just bypass in new clothes. Feel 60% ready and act. Outsourcing accountability to signs. You don't need angel numbers to hit submit. Let's apply this to the emotions and needs you found in step 3. Anger plus boundary need. 1-inch move. Send a clear boundary with a consequence you can keep. No texts after 10. If you text late, I'll respond next day. Your action isn't to convince, it's to communicate and uphold. Sadness plus companionship need. 1-inch move. Text a friend. Do you have 10 minutes to sit on the phone? I'm low. Or schedule a quiet hour and place tissues and tea on the table. That's behavior that honors loss. Fear plus safety / data need. 1-inch move. Open the spreadsheet and review last month's top 3 expenses. Then write one clarifying question for your manager or bank. Data shrinks monsters. Shame plus repair / integrity need. 1-inch move. Send the ownership line and propose a new delivery with one concrete safeguard. I missed Friday's deadline. It put pressure on you. I can deliver Tuesday by 4 and will send a daily check-in at 9. Discuss plus distance need. 1-inch move. Leave the group chat quietly or mute it for 7 days. Add a note to yourself about why. Your job is to remove the toxin, not burn the village. A microstory. A designer I worked with kept saying, I choose ease, while dodging invoices. We ran steps 1 to 3, then landed here. Her 1-inch move. Set a recurring Friday 4 p.m. invoice block with a template. She sent 3 invoices in 10 minutes, screenshot them to her buddy, and transferred $100 to savings. The emotional relief didn't come from affirmations. It came from receipts. Here's a quick decision tree you can memorize. Can I complete this in 10 minutes? If no, shrink it. Does this depend on someone else? If yes, rewrite the part you control. Can I show proof it's done? If no, make it observable. Will this reduce harm today? If no, choose a closer step. The reason this works is it retrains the brain's relief system. You've been getting relief from avoidance and fantasy. Now you'll get relief from tiny integrity. Each successful 1-inch move updates the prediction. Feeling plus action equals safety. That's how confidence grows, through competence, one small rep at a time. Last piece, celebrate boring. After you act, say, that's me repairing. Smile, tiny fist pump, walk outside for 1 minute. Reward signals your brain to repeat the pattern. Boring consistency beats dramatic breakthroughs. You've got the loop. Name, regulate, feel, repair. Next, we'll stitch it into a daily 10-minute routine you can run on any issue until contact and action become your default. The 10-minute anti-bypass routine. Here's the daily loop that makes this practical. 10 minutes. 1 live issue. Run it start to finish, then get on with your day. You're building a reflex. Contact over costume, repair over rhetoric. Minute 1 to 2. Spot and name the bypass. Think of a real situation that's active right now. Money, message, meeting. Listen for your signature tells. Cliché, future fixation, blame shift, superiority. Say out loud, bypass. Then do the language swap in 1 sentence. I feel X and I need Y. Keep it specific and present tense. If your mind argues, that's fine. We're not debating, we're labeling. The label breaks the trance, the swap creates contact. Minute 3 to 4. Regulate your body with a quick protocol. 5 rounds of breathing. 4 in through the nose, 6 out through the mouth. Orient to 5 objects in the room. Name 2 sensations without judgment. 1 more long exhale. Check the metric. Can you feel your feet and your breath without rushing? If not, repeat once or splash cold water. Remember, you don't need perfect calm. Aim for functional steady, about 60% settled. Minute 5 to 7. Make contact with the core emotion and need. Use the triad: name, locate, allow. Right now I feel fear in my chest. I'll allow it for 60 seconds. Or, I feel shame in my belly, staying with it. Then ask, what would help me feel 10% safer or more aligned today? Translate the emotion into a need you can act on now. Boundary, reassurance, data, rest, repair. Keep it in one sentence a friend could execute. Minute 8 to 10. Take one grounded repair action. Choose the 1-inch move you fully control that reduces harm today. Send the ownership text. I did X, it impacted you Y, here's my next step Z. Open your budget and categorize 5 transactions. Draft the boundary. No texts after 10, I'll respond next day. Book the 15-minute consult. Time box to 10 minutes, create a visible receipt, and ping a buddy. Sent. Proof below. Relief comes from reality, not ritual. A quick example run. Live issue. You missed a deadline and want to say, divine timing. Minute 1. Label bypass. Swap to I feel shame. I need repair. Minute 2 to 4. Breathe 4 to 6. Orient feel feet. Minute 5 to 7. Name shame in chest. Allow need emerges. Ownership and a new plan. Minute 8 to 10. Send. I missed Friday's deadline. That put pressure on you. I can deliver Tuesday by 4 and will send daily 9 a.m. updates. Screenshot sent email to your buddy. Done. Weekly review. 5 minutes on Sunday. Track 3 things in a simple grid. Triggers you noticed, actions you took, outcomes you observed. You're looking for compounding proof. Did arguments shorten because ownership landed? Did money anxiety dip after 3 budget touches? Did sleep improve when boundaries held? If a trigger keeps spiking, plan a smaller 1-inch move or add co-regulation. Text a friend before the action. Common derailers and fixes. If you keep skipping the routine, shrink it to 5 minutes for 3 days. If you do steps 1 to 3 but avoid action, pre-write 3 repair templates you can paste. If you regulate and go numb, add gentle activation. Stand, press palms to a wall, hum. If you overdo action to earn worthiness, cap it at 10 minutes and celebrate boring consistency. 2 upgrades when you have more time. Once a week, add a deeper 30-minute session. Longer regulation, a feelings map, 2 repairs. And once a month, review your top 3 bypass lines and write cleaner swaps based on real patterns you saw. The reason this routine works is it retrains prediction. Your brain learns that honest feeling plus tiny action equals relief and results. After a week, you'll reach for the loop faster. After a month, people around you will feel the difference. Less performance, more presence, quicker repair. That's resilience, not a costume. Run the loop today. Edge cases. When spiritual practice helps versus hides. Let's talk nuance, because the goal isn't to ditch spirituality. It's to use it for contact, not cover. The same practice can heal or hide depending on timing, intention, and what happens after. Meditation first. Medicine or anesthesia. It's medicine when it widens your window, so you can feel and repair. That sounds like, I sat for 5 minutes, felt my chest soften, then I sent the ownership text. It's anesthesia when it numbs emotion and delays action. I meditated until the urge to apologize passed. Quick litmus. After you meditate, do you move toward the conversation or the calendar? If yes, it's medicine. If you drift away, it's anesthesia. Manifestation next. Planning mindset or fantasy avoidance. It helps when you pair a vision with near-term behaviors and constraints. I'm calling in stable income, so I updated my portfolio and emailed 3 prospects today. That's vision plus plan. It hides when it replaces gritty work. I journaled abundance and didn't open my invoices. Use this check. Does the vision produce 1-inch moves within an hour? If not, you're time traveling. Gratitude. Expansion or gaslighting yourself. Gratitude expands capacity when it coexists with truth. I'm grateful for my friend, and I'm still hurt about what happened, so I'm asking for a repair. It's self-gaslighting when it erases reality. I should be grateful, so I won't bring it up. The test is simple. Does gratitude increase honesty and boundaries? If it silences you, it's a bypass dressed as virtue. Breathwork and nervous system tools. Powerful when there's step 2 in the loop. State before story, then followed by contact and repair. Misused when they become step last and only. Endless techniques with no behavior change. Remember the metric: feet, breath, then action. Therapy and community. Get support when patterns persist despite your loop, when trauma cues lock you in freeze, or when relationships feel unsafe to repair alone. A good therapist or group helps you practice ownership, boundaries, and co-regulation. Red flags. Spaces that label grief as low frequency, frame accountability as scarcity, or steer you to the leader instead of your own wise action. If the vibe is purity over repair, you'll end up performing calm while your life frays backstage. Psychedelics and peak states. They can reveal protective parts and soften defenses, but they're integration tools, not erasers. The experience helps if it leads to clear needs and concrete repairs the week after. It harms if it becomes a story loop. More ceremonies, fewer difficult phone calls. Ask, what 1-inch action will honor what I learned by Tuesday? Service and ritual. Service heals when it reconnects you to meaning after repair. I apologized, then I volunteered Saturday. It hides when it replaces responsibility. I hurt someone, but I'm doing good in the world. Ritual grounds when it bookends action. Regulate, act, then ritual. If ritual comes instead of action, it's theater. Here are 5 litmus questions to run on any practice. Do I feel more honest after this? Did I identify a need I can meet today? Is there a 1-inch action I've scheduled? Would a trusted friend say this moved me toward repair? If I couldn't use spiritual language, would this still make sense? Red flags to watch. High vibe cliques that side-eye tears, guru dependency where the leader mediates basic conflicts, purity contests about who's most non-attached, and language that pathologizes boundaries as fear. The antidote is simple, not easy. Bring every practice back to contact and repair. If your meditation, vision work, or gratitude round ends with a single concrete step on a calendar, you're using spirituality as scaffolding, not a shield. That's how you keep the soul in and the avoidance out. Common mistakes and how to avoid them. Let's clean up the traps that stall healing for months so you don't fall into them. Mistake 1. Shaming yourself for bypassing. The voice goes, "Ugh, I did it again. I'm such a fraud." That shame spike feels like accountability, but it's actually another avoidance loop. You move from feeling to self-attack, which keeps you in your head. The fix: compassionate accuracy. Say, "Of course I reached for a shield, my body read threat." Label, regulate, feel, repair. If you need a phrase, try, "Protective part, thanks for trying, I've got it now." That stance keeps learning online. Mistake 2. Over-intellectualizing the process. You collect concepts, quote teachers, map your parts, and never actually feel the thing. The nervous system hears lectures and waits for proof. The fix: 60-second contact minimum. Anytime you catch yourself explaining, pause and run name, locate, allow for 1 minute before another word. Put a sticky note on your laptop. Feel it for 60. Understanding supports change. It never replaces it. Mistake 3. Confusing calm with healing. Numbness, dissociation, and freeze can feel like zen. You think, "I'm finally unbothered," but your appetite, sleep, or sex drive has vanished and you're avoiding hard conversations. The fix: track aliveness markers, not just stillness. After regulation, check for 3 signals: sensation in your feet, slight variability in breath, and ability to choose a tiny action. If you feel flat, do a gentle upshift. Stand, press palms to a wall, hum, then recheck. Calm plus choice beats quiet plus paralysis. Mistake 4. Outsourcing accountability to signs and timing. Waiting for angel numbers to text the apology is just procrastination in sacred clothing. The fix: pre-decide tiny repairs on a schedule. Use if/then plans. If it's 5 p.m., then I send the ownership message. Let the clock be your sign. If a genuine constraint shows up, reschedule within 24 hours with a new if/then. Your integrity grows when time, not mood, sets behavior. Mistake 5. Skipping repair actions, staying in insight-only mode. You journal the perfect boundary script and never send it. Relief fades. Shame grows, the loop tightens. The fix: proof of done. Every insight must produce an observable behavior within the hour. Draft becomes send. Budget idea becomes 5 categorized transactions. Boundary wording becomes a text. Make evidence visible. Screenshot, timestamp, calendar tick. Your brain learns from receipts, not intentions. Mistake 6. Grand gestures and overpromising. You swing from avoidance to theatrics. Huge apologies, sweeping vows, dramatic resets. Then you can't sustain them. Trust drops lower than before. The fix: 1-inch move plus cap. Ask, what's the smallest step I fully control that reduces harm today? Do only that, then stop. Set a cap, 10 minutes, 1 action. Boring consistency beats fireworks every time. Mistake 7. Spiritual language inside the repair. You write, I honor your journey, instead of, I missed the deadline. It sounds kind and lands slippery. The fix, concrete nouns and verbs. I did X. It impacted you Y. My next step is Z. Save meaning for later. Repair comes first, interpretation after. Mistake 8. Trying to regulate to 0. You chase perfect serenity before acting. That turns step 2 into a stalling tactic. The fix, functional steady threshold. When you hit 60% settled, feet online, breath available, move. Action will finish the regulation better than more breathing. Mistake 9. Doing it alone when co-regulation would help. You white-knuckle the loop, then abandon it when shame spikes. The fix, buddy pings and micro-witnessing. Text a friend, running the 10-minute loop on the invoice. I'll confirm at 10 past. A simple got it from them halves the load on your system. Mistake 10, meaning too early. You jump to lessons and soul contracts while the wound is open. The fix, the sequence mantra, contact, repair, then meaning. After the action ask, what did this teach me? That timing locks wisdom to behavior. Let me bundle the fixes into one rapid checklist you can save. Replace shame with accuracy. Protective part, thanks, I'll take it. Feel for 60 before you explain. Track aliveness, not silence. Add gentle activation if flat. Let the clock be your sign. If slash, then at a set time. Proof of done within an hour. Screenshot the receipt. 1-inch move, 10-minute cap. Concrete ownership line. Skip spiritual gloss. Act at 60% settled. Don't chase 0. Use a buddy ping for co-regulation. Meaning after repair, not before. Run this alongside the 4-step method, and you'll stay out of the ditches and on the road.